Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Suicide Squad, issue number 5. You know, it's funny, the less books I'm reading, the more I'm enjoying this book. It is a very simple pleasure, this book. It's like, go and hunt these people down, kill them if we tell you to kill them, bring them back if we tell you to, bring them back, collect them, and then we won't blow your head off. It's as simple as that. Saying there are bombs in your heads, and if you don't want if you want those bombs to remain as potential energy and not kinetic energy, hey, do what we say. Yeah, very simple book, and yet still so exciting. Still a lot of good stuff going on. Plus, at least one person dies in pretty much every issue. That being the case, it's not one of those goofy books where somebody goes and says, hey, Tom Taylor's not saying like, hey, somebody's going to die in every issue. You have to buy each issue to know who's going to die. Because then you wind up getting Great Lakes Avengers, that one volume where like Tippy Toe died or whatever. It's like, dude, enough. Like, you killed a squirrel, doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? Just come on, man. Anyway, so this is a hot book, dude, and it really does feel like the old Secret Six days, you know? All that being what it is, let's talk about who made this comic book, and we'll get into more about the book itself. So, Tom Taylor is the writer for this comic book. Bruno Redondo is doing the art. Adriano Lucas on colors and letters by Wes Abbott. Redondo and Lucas do the cover, and Jeremy Roberts does the variant cover. So, this did leave off with the standoff between the rest of the team and Captain Boomerang. Boomerang's like, I'm done with this. I'm done with you guys. I'm done with Locke. I'm done with the team. I'm done with the threat of a bomb being in my head. You want to blow me up? Freaking blow me up. I don't care. But I'm not going back. I'm not going back. How can you blame anybody for thinking that? No, but of course, Asita and everybody, they have to push. No, we have to go get him because... Gee, he's fighting back. Imagine that. And they're mad. They're mad that he's fighting back. No, sorry, brah. That's just the way it is. Plus, it's freaking Captain Boomerang. If you would have went in there with a plan... Look, Floyd said, Deadshot said, you have to go in there with a plan. If you just go straight in after a guy with boomerangs, as Asita put it in the previous issue, then whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to wind up getting yourself hurt because you're seriously underestimating this guy. Well, guess what? People got hurt. And of course, who's going to get blamed for it? Asita's not going to blame herself for it. I don't think Asita's blamed herself for anything ever. And if she has, she certainly hasn't shown it. At the end of the day, she's shoving other people out of the way, yelling at other people, getting extra rough with Boomerang for not wanting to be a part of the team anymore, which is the same thing that all of them feel. Look, I'm saying, I am looking forward to the day that Asita dies. And it's Tom Taylor, so I fully expect him to find a way to make me feel for her death, but I'm really just looking forward to her death at this point. Like, I'm so done with her at this point. We're only 5 issues in, and she is such a terrible freaking person. Man, like, she does nothing. She literally does nothing right. And I think that's where Taylor is leading us, to get us to the point where we just hate her. And then all of a sudden they turn around. He turns around and shows us why we have to love her. And it's like, damn it, Tom. Oh, well. Until that day happens, I still hate her right now. I can't stand this freaking creature feature. Floyd has really been shown to be a punk in this. Harley barely gets anything happening in this. She threatens Asita. And it's like, what happened? What happened to Harley at this point? It's one of the problems. It doesn't feel like a Suicide Squad book so much. I know you're always going to introduce a couple people, but you usually have a couple people who stick around, right? It's not feeling... It's got the Suicide Squad feel, but with only Floyd, kind of Boomerang, and Harley barely in this... Like, these guys are barely in the book, and then whatever. But, like, Deadshot is supposed to be that guy where it's like... He may not be quite as dangerous as Deathstroke, but you still don't want to meet this guy in a dark alley unless you're Batman and dude's daughter's there, like the Suicide Squad movie, which was dumber and dog crap, but hey, it was also Will Smith playing him, so who cares? Anyway, this, like the pussification of Floyd was sad until Floyd gets a great moment in here where he actually saves, well, you'd think it's more than just the day, but it really is just the day. Because, again, I'm not going to give the spoiler. Tom Taylor asked, don't spoil the book. Well, I may give some hints. But you know that guy Locke? Anyway, I'm saying there is a great moment here where you're looking at Floyd and you're just like, that is the Deadshot that I know. That is the Deadshot that I've always looked at and said, oh, shoot. There's the character Jog in here. And there's not much you can really do about this. I have to show this one picture just so you can see how excellent the art is in this. But I think you're going to get what happens in here. They say that, you see your life flash before your eyes before you die. I almost died a couple times. One time I did see my life flash before my eyes. I guess at some point you just get used to it. But in the meantime, here we actually see on this side, on this side you're seeing his life flash before his eyes, all the good times that he's had. On this side, you see what he's actually doing to fix the problems that are currently engaging right now. You can see that bottom one. It's just a further moment where you're not going to like Asita. I'm not entirely sure why this... Look, I have to talk about this, so look, just spoiler ahead, okay? Here it comes. Be careful. Turn off the video. Boy, I hope that you weren't halfway across the room when I said that, because I'm about to start the spoiler right now. So, Jog winds up getting himself killed. He saves every person in that room except for himself. Now, I don't think he could have known, but maybe he did. It's really weird. How did he know who had the thing? But everybody there knew that he saved everybody except for himself. And when he goes to the end, like, I know when you're playing an RPG, because I run the Marvel Face Rip RPG games, when you're running the games, that we always say that, hey, talking is a free action. But in the comic books, that doesn't really work all the time. And in this particular case, similar. If he had that amount of time to explain to Asita, hey, I got almost all the things, and they have a back and forth conversation with each other. I don't care if he could talk fast or not. She can't. So him having a full page conversation with her before this one guy pushes the trigger and blows his head off. Maybe he didn't want to live after he got half his face burnt off by Captain Boomerang earlier in the comic book. Yeah, that's worth checking out too. But nah, bro. It's like, maybe if they would have given the explanation that he wanted to die. Maybe we'll get that in the next issue. He wanted to die because he didn't want to live this way. Okay. Then why'd you have to hurt Captain Boomerang? Just let him do his thing. I don't know, man. All of this is just really weird. Anyway, this isn't doing much more than saving the day, because you'd figure other people have the codes to the bombs in his head, right? Either way, you get to see that Locke wasn't the main guy here. No, it was actually somebody else. I'm not going to get that into the spoilers. You get to see who the main bad guy in this is. That's funny. I saw Comics Trope suggesting that he doesn't like this character very much. He didn't like the idea that this character was rebooted to be a criminal, to be a bad guy. I've seen some videos of Comics Tropes where I like what he's got to say. I've seen things where I absolutely despise some things he's got to say. Like, case in point, there is no need to talk trash about Gil Kane. I mean, the guy's got some freaking serious accolades behind him, and most of the people in the industry to this day still remember him fondly, very fondly. A lot more fondly than we're going to freaking know you, bud. So I don't know where that vehemence came from, especially since you apparently never even met the guy. But whatever, okay? Everybody's allowed to make a mistake here and then. Comics Tropes clearly knows his comic books, so there you go. But I didn't have a problem with this guy being turned evil. In fact, I thought it was the best character development for this particular character in the first place. Read the comic book, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Everything will make sense. And I think that you'll agree with me. I'm expecting that more people are going to agree with me as opposed to comic trope in this particular moment. I'm really happy to see that this is actually, I don't even know if this is the main bad guy, but it is in the comic book now that Locke is no longer with us. Rest in ashes, you crappy piece of crap, you burnt-faced mother fat head. Anyway, I would also like to see at some point that Amanda Waller actually joins the Suicide Squad also. It's weird to say that, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like if she's under the thumb, I'd like to see her actually there also, but I don't know, whatever. I guess that would kind of take away from her authority, you know? Anyway, this was a good comic book, man. I dug this. I love how into it I'm getting. I love how even the characters who I'm hating in this comic book, I know that it's not go away heat. It's hey heat. You know what I'm saying? I hate Asita. But I know that Taylor at some point, because I understand Taylor's writing, at least to this degree, he's going to turn this around and find a way to make us, you know, love Asita. And probably right before he blows her head off too. Who knows? But this is a really good comic book, dude. This really is a freaking fantastic comic book that I'm reading right now. I'm enjoying everything that I'm seeing here. I think you guys will too. They've got some really good... Look at the cover. Tell me that's an easy cover to do. That is awesome. I'm digging that. And the more you look at this comic book, the more you read the comic book, you realize that while it's just supposed to be a regular old Secret Six, hey, let's go and make an extraction, bring him back, dead or alive, depending on what we're told. For what should be such a simple comic book, I'm digging how in-depth it can get. But it's that seriously subtle stuff where either you're reading it twice or you're really hanging over each paragraph and each image. It's good stuff. I'm digging on it. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.